Okay, so it's a game, a really game. What we win at the end?
Hey folks, welcome to another entry of Destinasi GP, and I speak to you fresh from last weekend's thrilling Portuguese Grand Prix. But first things first, let me share with you the first challenge we faced as a team involving a certain pandemic called COVID-19. Unfortunately, a few team members, myself included, tested positive for the virus ahead of the weekend, forcing us to isolate and quarantine ourselves and work remotely. In the case of our Moto3 squad, it looked something like this.
Start, you come with it. Alright, start. Go and go, start. Come to the camera and go to the way.
I'm not on my phone.
Yeah.
I'll do it. I'll do it. I will.
The weekend was always going to be a challenge for John following the pit lane plus delayed start penalty he incurred. What made things harder for the team was the pit lane start penalty issued to Darryn early on Sunday morning. This was a real shame considering that both John and Darryn demonstrated strong pace and speed throughout practice and qualifying. Nevertheless, both persevered to finish Sunday's 21-lap race. We just wish some points came with it too. Over at our Moto2 squad, things were challenging here too, but there was the high of Xavi Vierge's front row qualifying on Saturday to revel in. This was rewarding for the Catalan following his struggle for pace in the practice sessions prior. Teammate Jake Dixon had an even tougher outing given that this was his first time out in Portimao. Nevertheless, both showed tremendous pace come race day Sunday. Though Jake sadly crashed out, Xavi was able to fight in the lead group before finishing 7th in the 23-lap race, scoring vital points for the team in the process. Now, despite the fact that most of us in the paddock have been fully vaccinated since our Qatar doubleheader, the threat of the virus still looms. Being vaccinated means that infected persons are spared from the adverse effects of COVID-19. Either way, we must all still take every precaution we can in fighting this virus. As you can probably guess, the screening procedures and protocols enforced in the paddock have ensured this virus doesn't spread easily, thus ensuring the safety of everyone involved. Thankfully, we should be back to full strength come our next race weekend in Jerez. By the way, my colleagues spent time with our MotoGP riders to play a fun game. Here's how that went.
Okay, so it's a game, a really game. What we win?
PETRONAS
PETRONAS SRT.
Name 4 MotoGP World Champions.
Kevin Schwantz, Wayne Rainey, Michael Duan e Jorge Lorenzo.
Giusto.
Name 4 Moto2 World Champions.
Stefan Bradl, Marc Marquez, me, and
Dio, Pecco.
Name 4 players of Roma football team.
Francesco Totti, Mirko Vucinic, Daniele De Rossi e Nainggolan.
Very
Zero, eh? Franco, name 4 players of Inter.
Veron, Ronaldo, Veron, Ronaldo,
Pagliuca, Nicola Berti, Lothar Matthäus, Bremer.
Name 4 toppings of pizza.
4 stagioni, funghi e salsiccia, tonno e cipolla,
ok. Quante stagioni? Funghi salsiccia, tonno e cipolla, diavolo.
Andiamo. Vale tu Franco. Name for pasta sauces.
Bolognese, carbonara, amatrisana, griccia.
Dio, quindi 2-1.
2-1.
Name for Italian riders in MotoGP.
Morbidelli, Bagnaia, Marini, Rossi. Questa era facile.
I lost anyway.
Vittoria per
Alright, fun and games aside, our MotoGP squad saw some good fortunes here in Portugal. Though the doctor's struggles with bike setup and pace continued, it was Franco who found his mojo here in Portimao. With teammate Rossi sadly crashing out whilst in the top 10, Franco instead claimed both 4th place and Best Independent Team Rider after the 25-lap battle of attrition in Portimao concluded. And that's how our first European round of the season looked like in Portugal. Hope you enjoyed this edition of Destinasi GP. We will be back in our next entry from the upcoming Spanish Grand Prix in Jerez. And before we go, I'd like to wish all of our Muslim viewers and fans a very blessed Ramadan. And as always, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in our next one.